I wanted to share a little bit today when we talk about navigating family conflicts over inheritance. Is no different than learning and understanding when we find the roadmap, find the handbook to various different personalities, we begin to understand things a little bit more, which still can be difficult, especially when you're dealing with siblings or family members in general. Here, inheritance, I wanted to talk about. Many of us have had land or property left behind and realize as we get older, our personalities, and it don't mean that one person is wrong or one person is right. It's just that we cannot come to an agreement because of the way our personalities are. And so in this situation, there could be a lot of difficult scenarios involved to try to navigate through this, to get understanding of where, to the point where you're not feeling guilty about, in your conscience, about your decisions and what you want to do. And to not just give in when you don't want to give in and give up what is left behind for you. So I've done both. Personally, I have signed my rights away from things that have been left behind, because maybe the person say, well, I'm taking care of this person, you're in another country, you're living your own life, just take your name off. And so situations like that can hurt for a while or don't feel good, whereas I'm sure it could be difficult for the other person asking for this. So, but I want to share this with those that are younger, and I've seen comments on videos where they say they took my land or they took my inheritance and blah blah blah. So when you don't know what to do and you know your name is on something, and a lot of us have had land left behind, like I know, for example, inheritance left behind, agricultural land, find out what type of land it is, and what you can do. I'm just going to be a bit brief on this and share this just to get your mind going, to say never feel guilty about how you feel without family members trying to, if you can't get along with family members, if you can't come to a consensus and you have something in your name, don't feel guilty about finding out what to do about your part. So some things you can do. Number one, get a surveyor. Pay for a surveyor. Number one, call the county courthouse. Ask for the parcel number, the land number, however can identify your name on that piece of property. What is the parcel number? Then call and ask them for references for, even if you're in another state, another country, and ask them for references of people that they would recommend that do surveys to survey the land, the part, how many acres that you have, so that you can have your part put into your name. From that point, once you do that, you can pay them to take it to, it must be approved by building and planning. I wrote some notes here. And you could have them take it to the courthouse for you if you're in another state, if you're not close, and get it approved by building and planning. And then make sure, if it's agriculture land, to get it turned back into what it originally was agriculture land, because the taxes are way cheaper than a regular piece of land. For example, the courthouse gave me an example of, once you get it resurveyed, it is, paying taxes on it can be like $500 per acre, as opposed to the agricultural taxes would be $25 per acre. And once you do that, you get started into, what you want to do with your part of the land. If you cannot, because that was left to you, and if you cannot come to an agreement or a consensus, and then you're like dealing with personalities, with family, the same way you deal with coworkers, the same way you deal with intimate relationships. You just, knowing that you're however you feel, but to clear your mind, this is some things you can do to clear your mind on the steps you start to take when you're doing for self. And keep in mind that when others do for themselves, they won't buy you out. They will just dismiss you, or they will use that I love you, but their actions are totally different than the way you are looked at or treated. So take care of yourself,